evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome Norwell High School and the Greenway basketball teams here to Abington High School's gym. A special celebration tonight. We'd like to recognize and honor our seniors from Abington High School. First off, we'd like to congratulate Norwell seniors, Chloe Troy, Elise Ryan, Kenzie Mullen, Courtney Higgins, Rachel Gould, and Allie Carnegie. Congratulations, girls, on your senior year. We'd like to take a few minutes to recognize our Abington seniors for their work ethic, their team leadership, and their dedication to the Abington High School basketball program. Our first senior we'd like to recognize and invite out to the court is Elizabeth Roy. Elizabeth is being accompanied tonight by her parents, Ellen and Gary Roy. Elizabeth has been a part of the Abington High School basketball program for 4 years. She's a 3-sport varsity athlete at Abington High, who also plays soccer and track and field. Aside from athletics, Elizabeth is involved in National Honor Society, peer leaders, unified sports, the math team, school newspaper, and is vice president of the Anti-Bullying Club. She plans to attend college, where she'll be majoring in nursing. Liz's favorite part of basketball at Abington High has always been the fun she has with her teammates. Coach Dan Norton says Elizabeth is consistently one of the hardest working players in the gym. She's someone whose work ethic alone sets the tone for our practices on a daily basis.
She's an excellent on-ball defender who's become a key part of our defensive game plans. Elizabeth has also knocked down multiple threes as well as driven hard to the rim this year to help us create offensive opportunities. She's always positive and supportive of her teammates at practices and games, and she is someone we will certainly miss having in the gym next year. Ladies and gentlemen, Elizabeth Roy. Our next senior we'd like to welcome and recognize is Isabella O'Connell. Isabella is
accompanied by her parents, Rachel and John O'Connell, and her sisters, Maddie and Olivia. Bella has been a part of the Abington High School basketball program for 4 years and is currently one of our 2 captains. She's a 3-sport varsity athlete at Abington High, as she also plays soccer and track and field, and she's captain of the soccer and basketball teams. Isabella is a member of the peer leaders, the unified sports teams, the secretary of National Honor Society, the secretary of Student Council, serves as an MIA ambassador, and is vice president of
Student Athletic Advisory Council, and also serves as vice president of her senior class. She plans to attend LaSalle University, where she'll be part of their women's soccer team and will study exercise science. Her favorite part of basketball at Abington High is getting to see her teammates almost every day because they make playing that much more fun for her. Coach Dan Norton says, Isabella is the chameleon of our team. We ask her to do a little bit of everything on a nightly basis, and she always gives us her best effort to adapt to her nightly needs. She's been a major contributor to our varsity program for the last 3 years, growing from a role player off the bench to a primary ball handler and a defender as a senior. She is someone who will truly be missed as not only a high-level athlete in our Abington program, but more importantly, as a great person who will soon be proud to call a graduate of Abington High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Isabella O'Connell. And our third senior, our final senior tonight, is Gracie O'Connell. Gracie's yet again accompanied by her parents, John and Rachel O'Connell, and sisters Maddie and Olivia. Gracie's been a big part of Abington High School basketball program for 4 years and is the second of our 2 captains. She is a 3-sport varsity athlete playing soccer, basketball, and track. She is captain of both the soccer and basketball teams. Aside from athletics, Gracie is the class treasurer, president of the Student Athletic Advisory Council, vice president of the National Honor Society, vice president of the Student Council, an MIAA student ambassador, and a volunteer for the peer leader program and unified sports teams. She'll be attending college and plans to study radiation therapy at Suffolk University. Gracie says her favorite part about basketball is spending time with her teammates and singing on the long bus rides together. Coach Dan Norton says, Gracie has become a clutch knockdown shooter for our Abington High School team. She's been a major part of numerous big wins for us over the years, but especially this year with timely shooting and multiple double-digit scoring nights. What has impressed me most is her willingness to always put what is best for the team first. Whatever the team needs is what Gracie is willing to do. Gracie has blossomed into an excellent captain and leader and is someone who we will always consider to be a major part of our Abington Greenway family. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Gracie O'Connell, Isabella O'Connell, and Elizabeth Roy. I'd like to invite the 3 seniors and their family members to have one group photo underneath the hoop. If Coach Norton would like to join or not, it's at your option. Get a photo of the family and get a photo of the family with their coach. We'd like to thank the gang from Abington Cam and Miss Casey, who is taking our video and photo tonight. And there's Coach Norton. Again, congratulations and thank you to the Abington seniors and their families. Thank you to Norwell High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming. And the rockets red glare, the harps were singing, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and the heart of the brave.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, basketball fans of all ages, hello, and welcome onto the campus of Abington High School for tonight's girls varsity basketball game, a senior night game, the Norwell Clippers visiting the Abington Green Wave. As always, I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson, joined alongside AJ Aaron Johnson, Joe Beaver, who we're starting to call Mayhem Joe. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Joe.
There's three seniors on this Green Wave team, Isabella and Gracie O'Connell and Elizabeth Roy. Three starters, three big contributors to this team, AJ.
Yeah, I kind of put me on the spot there. But, yeah, Elizabeth, Gracie, and Isabella, they've been on the team for a while. And it's been a long journey. I mean, I definitely feel like the herd's been thinned all the way down to 3 seniors, which is fairly low numbers. But, ooh.
Yeah, it's really awesome that I believe Gracie and Isabel have played all 4 years of their high school career.
It's a rematch from this past Thursday night. Here's Isabella O'Connell. Hard across looking for Roy. The pass deflected out of play.
From warm-ups, it seemed to be like number 5, Chloe Richardson on Norwell, and number 13, Grace Oliver are the big ones to watch.
Well, these two teams went at it in Norwell last Thursday night. That was the Clippers senior night. The Green Wave falling in that effort 58-36. They were led by Isabella O'Connell with 9 points. Mary Klein had 8 in that effort. Gracie O'Connell and Sarah Devaney tied for third on the Green Wave scoring list with 7 points apiece. Still scoreless here, a minute and 10 seconds in. Here's number 13, Grace Oliver, the sophomore, but one of the tallest members on the court for the Clippers, who are wearing their visiting blue jerseys, blue shorts, and black trim around the white numbers and lettering. The Green Wave in their home white jerseys, white shorts, green outline around the white numbers and lettering. Corner 3 is good for number 3, Elise Ryan, the senior captain. Isabella O'Connell gets the pick from Olivia McGuire at half court. Gracie pump fakes for corner 3, step aside, takes it
Great
now,
pick.
and it's good.
That was some textbook pick and pop right there.
I really like how both teams are utilizing the screens.
To the corner for Elise Ryan. Down low now to number 21, Allie Connerty. A 3 from the top of the key, nothing but net for number 22, Anna Kirshner, the junior.
Great ball movement, and we've seen two 3-pointers back to back. Think that's going to be a trend throughout the game?
Could be. I'm always down for a good shootout. Mary Klein had to stop and give it back to Isabella O'Connell. Klein misses on the pick. O'Connell able to spin around, create some space, and now loses it. Out of play off of Elise Ryan. The Green Wave will have a fresh inbound. It looks like the Clippers guys starting with the modified full court press, but man-to-man defense.
Yeah, I was just about to comment on that. It's I can't really decipher this defense from Norwell. They're aggressive. It's going to take a little more to really figure out their game plan, but right now they're using all sorts of strategies.
Two-handed pass in. Ryan's layup, no good. Out of play off of Abington. As we celebrated senior night on the Green Wave boys side of things this past Friday. That was a good game. 5 seniors on that team. The travel called here against Grace Oliver. Olivia McGuire able to get it up to Gracie O'Connell. Back to Isabella. To the corner for Klein. She steps inside, spinning with it. Kicks it back out to Isabella, driving baseline. Acrobatically staying in play. Elizabeth Roy's 3 is good. Could be turning into a shootout with 4.5 minutes to go first quarter. All knotted up 6 points apiece.
Yeah, 12 points, all threes. I mean,
Long
Yeah,
2.
I think we can attribute these threes to the ball movement. Seems like they're having really good passing.
Green Wave 2 inbound, Gracie O'Connell. Allie Connerty defending the inbound pass. Gracie able to get it into her twin sister, Isabella. Also stars on the Green Wave soccer team. Hands off to Elizabeth Roy. Speaking of Green Wave soccer player, her shot is blocked out of play. Green Wave ball.
I mean, number 13, Grace Oliver, she's got to be at least 6 feet in that paint. That is pretty intimidating, especially with the height of this Green Wave team.
She's only a sophomore. She might be hiding a few more inches. Must be nice to be tall.
Must be nice.
Halfway through quarter number 1, the Green Wave will have 7 on the shot clock once they inbound. The floater off the side of the backboard, and coming down with it, no surprise, is Grace Oliver.
Great hands up D by the Green Wave.
Mary Klein comes up with the ball and fouled as she tried to chase it down and gain clean possession. First foul called against Allie Connerty. Now Klein comes out. Sarah Devaney comes in for Coach Dan Norton's Abington Green Wave. Another foul called on, I believe this is going to go against Grace Oliver. There's one player, guys, you want to target and get into foul trouble early. It is number 13, Grace Oliver. Roy to Isabella O'Connell. She lost it, picked up by Chloe Richardson.
Wide open
Connerty.
shot.
Air balls to Anna Kirshner in the right place at the right time. Back to Connerty. The floater is good. The first 2-point field goal of the game comes with 3:05 to go. Allie Connerty doing the honors, which brings us, as we have our first break of the game, to the question of the century that has left our own Joe Beaver not knowing what to do with his life. Aaron, that 3-point attempt, that air ball, didn't hit the rim, didn't hit the backboard. Kirshner found it under the hoop. Is it a shot or is it a pass?
That's a shot. I mean, if it goes above the rim, then I count that as a shot. I mean, there's alley-oops, but I mean, I don't think...
That's a new perspective if it goes above the rim. Something that we hadn't really talked about was we were talking about more where it lands, but that's a new point that he brings up.
Where is it?
It's elevation.
Yeah. That adds a whole new level.
Yeah.
Poor Joe, Aaron, was lost for like 3 weeks on this debate.
Really?
He looked up the NBA rule book. He's trying to compare it, contrast it. I believe the wording, Joe, was if it's a clear attempt at a shot.
Yeah.
If it appears to be a shot, it's a shot. And if it's not, then it's a pass.
Okay. And also, you brought this up pregame, but where did the nickname Mayhem Joe come from?
Mayhem Joe. So, Joe Beaver, who everybody knows is like one of the quietest, the nicest kids you'll ever meet in all of Abington.
Okay.
He went on a mayhem streak last week.
I don't know if you want to call it that.
There were things that were dropped. There were things that may or may not have been broken. Mayhem Joe.
I think it's a little bit of an exaggeration.
Just a tiny bit, but that's where all the best nicknames come from.
Ooh. Nice dribble move by number 15, Isabella O'Connell.
Gracie has her shot blocked. Grace Oliver with it. Her floater over everybody is good.
Oh, man, that's just unfair.
Yeah, that height advantage makes a difference.
She just plucked it out of the air and took it right to the hoop. There's no stopping that.
Isabella O'Connell bobbing and weaving to the corner for Gracie, her 3.
Oh, great pass play, though.
A little bit too strong. Olivia McGuire tips the rebound out of play, but athletically off of Grace Oliver. The Green Wave will retain possession. 1:59 to go first quarter.
Gotta appreciate the decorating job in here. Got all the signs up, the nice candy cane wrap around and all the railings.
We got the streamers, we got the balloons, we got posters down the other end.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Sydney Brundage into the game for the Green Wave. Sarah Devaney, Olivia McGuire, and the O'Connells join Brundage on the floor. Oliver's long 2 is good.
I said it pregame, and I'm going to say it again. Grace Oliver is the one to watch this game. I believe it's going to be like a 20 to 30 point game for Grace Oliver.
I mean, she already has, 8 already? I don't know how many points she has, but
Me either. I haven't been keeping track.
I think she has 8.
Uh-huh.
Because she got the 2 layups. She just caught 1 right there. That's 6.
Do we have her on that 1,000 point counter? Is she
We
close?
would have to look. She's probably a few years out because she's only a sophomore.
I know. But
one hard across. Pump fake did Rachel Gold.
Oh, wide open.
Oliver's three is good.
That is the hot zone for Grace Oliver right there.
15-6, 9-point lead. The Hail Mary pass from Isabella O'Connor to the corner doesn't quite connect. It was intended for number 5, Elizabeth Campbell. Oliver grabs the rebound over everybody, fouled on her way for the putback attempt. She'll be at the line for 2 shots. Elizabeth Campbell called for the contact. 42.1 seconds to go, quarter number 1. Oliver makes it a 10-point lead for the Norwell Clippers. Two of two.
I gotta say, there's only 1 or 2 opportunities where I've seen Norwell actually force the ball. They've been very composed this game, and they set up their shots, those wide open shots. And I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. Right now, Norwell is just outplaying Abington.
Well, we're starting to see that pseudo zone defense, pseudo full court press, except the Clippers are the ones utilizing it. Mary Klein called for the contact. At the charity stripe will be Sarah Cashin, the sophomore. Good on her first attempt.
The sophomores on this Norwell team seem to be stacked with talent. I mean, they've got a bright future.
There are 4 sophomores on this Clipper roster: Chloe Kirshner, Chloe Richardson, Grace Oliver, and Sarah Cashin. No freshmen. Couple juniors: Ellie Phillips, Megan Hogan, and Anna Kirshner. Rest of the roster are seniors. Veteran-laden team for Coach Matthew Morani's Norwell Clippers. Oliver comes up with the ball here to the corner. Long 2. Nothing but net for Rachel Gold.
I gotta say, the full court press is working phenomenally for the Clippers.
3 on the clock. Elizabeth Roy can't keep it in play. It was tipped out by Norwell. It'll have to be a catch and shoot. Gracie O'Connell to do the inbounding duties to Klein, who can't get the shot off before the buzzer. We have hit the first break. 21-6, a 15-point lead for the Norwell Clippers. Guys, what have you seen that Abington's done well? What have you seen that they need to work on? Joe, we'll start with you.
Well, I like the ball movement in the first couple minutes of the game. I thought Abington was doing a good job to hit those 2 threes. It was really starting off well for them. But as that full court press, they really couldn't get any momentum down court, and it seemed like they were just forcing passes, leading to turnovers. And then on defense, it was just kind of tough. I mean, it didn't seem like that that zone, the chaos defense was working for them. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes in the second quarter.
AJ, what did you see in the first frame?
I mean, they were doing well in the first couple of minutes. They were matching Norwell's speed, but then they let up 15 unanswered points to end this first quarter. And I feel like that full court press really stressed them out, really kind of sent them scrambling. And what they need to do after this quarter is really regroup, like set up nice shots. They seem to be kind of just scrambled and unfocused.
This is a very good point. The Clippers currently on a 15-0 run. Joe, if you're Abington, how do you turn that around?
I would just first try getting the ball down court. It seems like they just have to figure out a strategy for that full court press. And then, just slow things down, on the offensive end. Once you are set up, let everybody get in their spots. And then try to get some open shots. Maybe try going towards the basket a little more, too.
And maybe some man-to-man defense. I've seen a lot of open shots from Norwell's side. Maybe utilizing that.
Well, the only problem with the man-to-man defense is that who do you have that could possibly match up with the big man for the Clippers, Grace Oliver?
I mean, you have Olivia McGuire. I mean, I don't think there's that much of a height difference. I could be wrong, but right now there seems to be a mismatch with Elizabeth Roy.
The three is good from the
Grace
far
Oliver.
side. Ellie Phillips, the junior, with a three. 18-0 run for the Clippers. Isabella O'Connell looking to stop the bleeding. Out to Gracie. Gets the pass with a lot of contact. Now Elizabeth Roy to the corner for Gracie. Pump fakes, works her way in, stops, tries to force it into McGuire, and turns it over to the Clippers. Charging up ahead is Chloe Kirshner. To Oliver, her layup is good.
Norwell is just suffocating the ball, man. Everyone's picking up their person beautifully.
Yeah, it's great on-ball and off-ball defense happening for the Clippers.
Gracie forces it to Olivia McGuire. Her layup rims out. There's a lid on the basket for the Green Wave on the far side of the court. The Clippers finding a little bit more success.
Oh, man.
The ball has not hit the floor.
That is...
There's been zero dribbling for the Clippers. It's all no dribble passing. And eventually, it is Grace Oliver with the layup.
I'm a little confused on why they don't have Olivia McGuire in the paint. Matched up.
I'm a little confused as to why Elizabeth Roy,
Yeah.
quite possibly their smallest player,
Isabella
is
O'Connell off the glass.
controlling
And that
the paint.
stops the run.
No, she did get one stop on it, I guess. But, you know, she just got the rebound again and scored. But, yeah, it's a little...
Well, now it's Olivia
perplexing.
McGuire in the zone defense who's lining up in the paint, but it looks like a 2-2-1 zone. The shot no good. Gracie O'Connell comes up with a rebound, quickly gives to Olivia McGuire, who returns it to Gracie O'Connell. This pass intercepted, tipped by Mary Klein. 20-point lead for the Clippers. 5.5 to go, second quarter. Ellie Phillips. A lot of two-handed overhand passing, guys. For the Clippers, it has been successful. Chloe Kirshner at the top. Short jumper, no good for Sarah Cashin.
Abington did play some good defense on that drive. I mean, you still have a whole other half to turn it around, but a 20-point lead is hard to come back from.
Well, the Green Wave are going to opt for size now as they send Hannah Terrell in, replacing Mary Klein. 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Olivia McGuire, short jumper, no good. This is going to be dual possession. The Green Wave will retain the ball. Hannah Terrell, just a sophomore. Seen her start a couple games here for the Green Wave this season. Of course, the younger sister of esteemed Abington Community Access and Media intern Derek Terrell. Gracie takes the three, and it's good.
Hopefully that'll be the momentum change for the Green Wave.
Yeah, good ball movement on that drive.
28-11, a 17-point lead for the Clippers here. Hard across to Ellie Phillips. Short jumper is good for Sarah Cashin. As was the case on Friday evening for the boys, the parents of the seniors, only two sets of parents here. Although I believe we may have some grandparents as well here for senior night. The Clippers are excelling with the ball movement, guys. There's not a lot of
Absolutely.
dribbling happening, not a lot of opportunity for turnovers because the ball is not hitting the floor. And the sheer height of the Clippers, they're tossing these high passes with a lot of mustard on them across the floor, and the Green Wave have no answers for it.
I gotta say, I think I've seen about 20 of the Clippers' points come from the corners. I think that's definitely a spot Green Wave needs to pick up. Maybe that's a hole in the zone that they're missing, but
Yeah, I think the problem's coming from, we have number 12, Sarah Cashin, hopefully I said that right, is cutting on the baseline repeatedly, and it's making it really difficult for the Green Wave because either she takes the open corner three or she gets open underneath, and it's kind of a hole in that defense.
Lead stands at 21 for the Clippers, 32-11 over the Green Wave here on senior night. This is not necessarily the last game of the season for the Green Wave. There's a South Shore League tournament that starts at some point later this week. They may be able to squeeze in one or two more games before then. Follow Athletic Director Peter Serino on Twitter for all the latest updates at Abington AD. Speaking of who you should follow online, every single Green Wave basketball game held here in this gym is broadcast live on Abington Cam's YouTube page, youtube.com/AbingtonCam02351/live. Our very own Joe Beaver is going to tell the people what they need to do when they're watching one of the live broadcasts.
So you're going to bookmark the link. Okay, that's your first step. Then you're going to go to the Abington Cam YouTube channel, and you're going to subscribe. You're going to like. You're going to comment. You're going to send it to everybody. Just find a random number in a phone book. Send it to that person. Maybe they answer, maybe they don't. Just send it to everybody you know.
Joe's going to have to do more ad reads because as he was doing that, Olivia McGuire hit a big three-pointer. If you missed the live broadcast, go to abingtoncam.tv for on-demand video live streams of our 3 cable access channels, playback schedules, bulletin board messages, all on the official website of Abington Community Access and Media, abingtoncam.tv. Wholesale changes for the Clippers, who have a comfortable 20-point lead with 2:44 to go second quarter. This is going to be the time where, guys, Abington needs to capitalize on Grace Oliver and Sarah Cashin on the bench and put up some points and get this lead a little bit dwindled down. As we say that, a layup is good for Allie Connerty.
the play design from Norwell is amazing. I've seen some beautiful cuts that just have absolutely sliced open this Green Wave defense.
The ball out of play off of Norwell. Sarah Flanagan into the game. She replaces Hannah Terrell. And the final score of last week's matchup between these two teams in Norwell. 22-point margin of victory for the Norwell Clippers, 58-36.
About 2 minutes left in the half.
And a lot of matchups. Abington versus Norwell. Here's fast break. And the easy meatball for Anna Kirshner. 38-14, 24-point lead for the Clippers. 1:50 to go second quarter. There's been a lot of matchups between Abington and Norwell, especially in the last week. There was one earlier in the week. I believe the freshman boys played against Norwell. JV also played against Norwell earlier in the week. We'll pick it up from Thursday. The boys hosted both JV and Varsity. On Friday, actually the girls hosted Thursday. The boys hosted Friday. Here's another layup, another easy meatball for Anna Kirshner. 36-point lead.
What is going
A
on?
26-point lead, excuse me. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. 1:25 to go. So Thursday the girls hosted Norwell. Friday the boys hosted Norwell. Today the freshman boys, the JV girls, and the varsity girls all host Norwell.
A lot of Norwell.
A lot of Green Wave versus Clippers matchup here in the last few days. And we could add even more to that with the South Shore League tournament, who the freshmen started today against Norwell and eliminated the Clippers. Close victory for the Green Wave in that one. Short jumper is good for Anna Kirshner, who's turning it on. 6 consecutive points for the junior.
What a play. Contested jumper. Puts it right in the net.
This is going to be backcourt violation against the Green Wave. 40.8 to go in the second quarter. The lead is a big one for the Clippers, 42-14.
Oh, that's nauseating.
28 points if my eyesight math is correct.
It is.
Yeah, be good.
Kirshner's layup is good again. 8 straight points for the Clippers
She's on fire.
for Anna Kirshner.
She's hungry. She wants to put this game to rest before half. Oh. Hard fall for number 12, Sarah Devaney.
30-point lead now for the Clippers.
I think a lot of that lead is because of turnovers. This is heavily influencing the game. Seems like they got a lot of free points off of turnovers.
First Green Wave foul throws of the game. No good on the first attempt is Devaney.
Relatively clean game now. I mean, I think this is the third foul we've seen.
Roy comes back in. The O'Connells both get the break. Oh for 2. Goes Devaney. Shot clock off, 7 seconds to go. I would be surprised if Norwell put up a shot here. They do have it blocked by Elizabeth Roy, of all people. Out of play as the buzzer sounds. We are at the half, guys. 30-point lead for the Clippers, 44-14. AJ, we'll start with you. Other than the ghost of Herb Brooks coming in and giving the halftime speech to end all halftime speeches, what do the Green Wave need to hear from Dan Norton to turn this game around in half number 2?
I guess just play for pride. I mean, at this point, it's very unlikely that you will come back in this game.
Do you start experimenting in preparation for the South Shore League tournament?
I mean, I guess, but it's going to take some dedication, put your head down, score some points, make it easy, pass the ball around. Simple, make it simple. That's what I think
We
needs to happen.
call those lunch pail plays.
Yes.
You clock in, you do the job, you clock out, you go home to enjoy the rest of the evening. Joe, what are you thinking?
I mean, there's a lot going wrong for the Green Wave right now. One thing, minimize turnovers. I mean, that's killing them right now. They got like so many points off turnovers. And then I guess just moving around the ball, like more crisp passes on offense. It seems like they're not really utilizing any bounce passes or anything like that, and a lot of them getting intercepted. So that's what I would start with for now.
Well, it's a 30-point lead for the Norwell Clippers, 44-14. Here on senior night from the Abington High School gym. Guys, we have the rare scenario. We'll have to do some research, see if this ever happened before. All 3 seniors on this Green Wave team were celebrated as seniors earlier on in the school year for the Green Wave soccer team.
Oh. Do you think don't they all do track as well? I think
They might all do track. We
I
might
know.
have to check with Gary Roy, who's, of course, Elizabeth's father, who is one of the few people in attendance tonight.
Yeah. But I believe they'll make the trifecta if they all do spring track. If that even happens.
That's gonna be interesting. What do you guys think about that? They've been celebrated as soccer athletes, now as basketball athletes. Does that take away a little bit of the sting of not being able to have fans here and not having the regular seasons?
I think it definitely does. I mean, like, every high school kid like imagines like a packed stadium or like a packed gym for like a senior night, and I do feel bad for them that they don't have that experience. But I mean, at least the gym's decorated. At least it's not totally gone.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron. I think it's nice how they did all these decorations and things, kind of make up for what was lost a bit.
Of course, it's been. I'm gonna call this a wacky year. Would I think be a good word to describe it.
Wacky.
Last year we kind of knew what we were getting. As soon as everything shut down, we knew it was going to be shut down. Whereas this year, the school year that is, we're kind of bouncing all over the place. One day we're in the hybrid model. Next thing you know, we go full remote for 2 weeks, then we come back. Kind of bouncing all over the place.
And I gotta say, as someone who likes to plan ahead, it has been a nightmare for
Same.
planning, and especially like I can't even fathom how they plan all these sports games and how they make it work, because
Well, it was an interesting week last week. Half of the scheduled games ended up getting canceled, and about a quarter of those end up getting replaced.
yeah, I mean I don't know who does the scheduling job, but they probably want to rip their hair out by now. That is just, ugh.
And it's also tough on the coaches because they don't know, are they going to be missing a player 1 week, maybe have them the next week, you know.
We saw that for the boys team against the Brockton Boxers. They were missing Antoine Graham and Matty McGuire. 3 is good, 44-17. The Clippers have sent in all of their depth. Ellie Phillips, the junior. A 3. No good. I think that's the first missed 3 of the game for the Clippers. Olivia McGuire fast break, her layup, no good. Brought down by Ellie Phillips.
Like I said, they're leaving that arc wide open. I mean, you kind of have to with
The long 2 is good
Grace
for Grace
Oliver.
Oliver.
Grace Oliver just is the thorn in the side right now, because you can't just leave that paint wide open. She'll take advantage. But also, they have some good three-point shooters here.
Scared to think that the Green Wave have 2 more years of facing Grace Oliver.
Yeah, because she only gets better from here.
Long 2 for Oliver is good.
Oh my God. How much is that? That's gotta be like 20, 25.
Oh, she's up somewhere around 20.
Definitely.
That was close.
Yeah, good try, man.
If I were Gary Roy, I would have had that. The perks of being 5'6".
I mean, you don't bump your head in the doorways.
You can't reach anything on the top shelf.
Yeah.
My roommates can attest to that one.
You can like live in trees like the Keebler guy, the Keebler elf.
It's not all bad. There are some perks.
Yeah.
Unlimited cookies.
Yep.
You get the best hiding spots in hide and seek.
Yeah.
Timeout called by Coach Dan Norton. 4:55 to go, third quarter, 51-17. With this break in the action, let's talk about the game.
The game.
The game. AJ, we'll start with you. Tom Brady gets his 7th. What do you think?
I feel like you gotta be happy for him. You gotta be grateful that you got 6 rings. He gave you 6 rings, and even if it's with Tampa, I mean, this man has given greatness to New England. So you gotta be grateful and happy for Tom Brady for getting his 7th, even if it's somewhere else. I'll leave it at that.
I think beyond the Lombardi Trophy, beyond the Super Bowl MVP, Tom Brady should be awarded the NFL General Manager of the Year award.
I mean, Bruce Arians just came out and said, I didn't do anything. I mean, he's pretty transparent about that.
It's painfully apparent that Tom Brady built that team.
And if you look at the game, every touchdown was scored by a player Tom Brady recruited.
Yep,
Rob
two
Gronkowski.
for Gronk,
Yep.
one for Antonio Brown,
And one for Leonard Fournette.
one for Leonard Fournette. I wasn't rooting for him. I wasn't rooting against him.
I was rooting for him.
I
yeah,
think
it was.
ultimately, I think I'm happy he ultimately won.
Oh.
I didn't want to see him win for another team because first I'm a Patriots fan, then I'm a fan of the players.
I mean, obviously, if it was a Patriots Bucks Super Bowl, I'd be rooting for the Patriots 100%. But it wasn't. It was versus the Chiefs, and historically, the Chiefs have been I wouldn't say a major rival for us, but there's definitely been some sort of animosity between our two teams. So I was happy to see Tom.
I don't
Brady.
necessarily know if it's animosity. I think it's more of back before you guys were probably old enough to have thoughts of your own. The Patriots had that same kind of relationship with the Indianapolis Colts and a mediocre quarterback called Peyton Manning. And it was the same thing. Every single year we would face the Colts in the playoffs. Most of the time we would beat them. But it was that same type of relationship. It was always the Peyton Manning Colts that we ended up having to go through to get to the big game. Now it's turned into Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Now, I got a question for both of you guys. So what do you think is more impressive, winning 6 NBA titles like Michael Jordan or 7 Super Bowls like Tom Brady?
This is a trick question, and I'm going to take C, winning 11 NBA titles, and your name is Bill Russell.
Yeah, but that's like saying.
That was a different time. I mean,
Yeah, it's like saying Babe Ruth is the best baseball player of all time when they were eating like hot dogs on the field, and like.
Funny you should mention Babe Ruth because the other Roy, former Abington Cam intern Andrew Roy, thinks he never existed.
What?
He thinks he was just some made-up folk hero.
The Great Bambino, which never
The Great
existed.
Bambino.
We haven't seen much action recently. It was just a score by number 14, Megan Hogan, in the past couple of minutes.
Gracie O'Connell for 3 is good. 33-point lead for the Clippers, 53-20, 2:50 to go third quarter.
I think it is arguably harder to win NBA. Well, actually, I wouldn't say it's harder, but it's more dependent on Michael Jordan for when he won those, because Tom Brady, that's an offense, that's a defense, that's a special teams. In the NBA, that's one team doing everything. You're doing offense, you're doing defense, you're doing it all. So
Yeah, but your argument would be, well, my counter argument, I should say, for that would be Michael Jordan's the offense, Dennis Rodman is the defense, Scottie Pippen's the special teams.
I think the NBA titles are more impressive, personally, because you could face the Chiefs on a bad day. Like, Mahomes clearly had a foot injury, and it may be concussion. We're not sure about that. So my thought is, like, with an NBA title, you're playing the team 7 games, and the better team comes out on top every time. That's how I look at it.
yeah, because you're not gonna have 3 bad games. Like, you're gonna play.
Exactly, yeah.
You're gonna play your best. So yeah, I think
Unless there's
that's-
injuries, of course, that could make a difference. But
My argument against, I don't think I have a clear-cut opinion whether the NFL Super Bowl is harder to win than an NBA Finals. But the counter would be the football team takes a lot more to build to be successful.
It's true.
yeah, absolutely.
Whereas, I mean, you look at the Lakers today. You got one guy, every other free agent wants to flock to that location, and it's an automatic title.
Good layup for number 11, Chloe Troy, the senior. But yeah, I feel like, but there's everybody plays their part on a football team, but there's more individual strength on a basketball team.
Yeah, you could have one player drop 40 points and carry a team, you know.
Yeah.
We'll just call him LeBron. For the record, I may get eviscerated for this on social media. I am not a LeBron James fan. I think he is way too powerful for a player. But that being said, I think the league has allowed him to just do whatever he wants because he's LeBron James.
I don't mind LeBron. I mean,
He dictates who wins the NBA title.
yeah, wherever he goes.
Single-handedly.
Yeah, wherever he goes, the team wins, yeah.
Anthony Davis isn't leaving New Orleans if LeBron's not in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lakers don't trade Lonzo Ball and whoever they traded as part of that package if LeBron is not in LA.
I'm right in saying the Wizards got Bradley Beal and Russ now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Bradley Beal is a great player, and I feel like people might be sleeping on him.
Yeah, I mean, he's it's
I don't
tough
know
to
if there's
see.
much sleeping to be had in the East. You've got Brooklyn and Miami, right? Maybe Toronto. They usually somehow are great, even with what you don't think is a great roster on paper. They were able to win it a couple of years ago.
They had Kawhi, though,
Yeah,
right?
and like Golden State had like only Curry. You know, Clay got injured, KD got injured, so you know.
So
But-
case in point, the Clippers, right? As the buzzer sounds to end the third quarter, 55-22, 33-point lead for the Norwell Clippers, entering the final frame of action here from the Abington High School gym on senior night. But the LA Clippers, right? Kawhi Leonard goes there. All of a sudden, Paul George wants to go there. All these other big-name free agents want to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And I think where the NBA really went wrong was when Chris Paul originally did it, way back when. They were going to sign a massive contract, trade a massive haul for him. The NBA blocked it and then allowed the exact same trade from another team, which is how Chris Paul ended up with...
In OKC?
No, this was a
Or the
long time
Clippers?
ago. It wasn't the Clippers. This was maybe New Orleans?
I didn't even know
Like
he
a
was on.
long time ago.
I don't like that. I don't like the consolidation of power. Like, even with, like, the
Yeah.
Bucks, like,
Super teams kind of ruin the league a little bit sometimes.
it's not balanced.
We saw it with Miami. Didn't they go to like
The
4 or 5
Celtics.
straight?
The Celtics
The
too.
Celtics?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the draft, though, for football this year, though. Like, this is going to be the most, if you're a Patriots fan, this is the most exciting year in the draft. We need wide receivers, we need quarterbacks.
We need it all.
Yeah, I mean, I like Damian Harris at running back, though. I think he's a good fit. Him and Sweet Feet?
It was New Orleans.
Ah.
For Chris Paul. My brain might be a little bit slow, but I still got it.
33 points.
So it was a trade to New Orleans, like Chris Paul to New Orleans.
Well, originally, right, it was going to be Chris Paul from New Orleans to the Lakers for a massive haul. And David Stern, commissioner at the time, blocked that and said it's not fair. They ended up appealing, and I don't know if the NBA settled or just said go ahead and do it. But the Hornets ended up putting together that exact same package to the LA Clippers, which is how Chris Paul ended up on the Clippers. And that was way back in the 2010-2011 season.
Ooh, good shot there
Short
for number
two.
11, Chloe Troy.
.704 to go, fourth quarter. Big lead for the Clippers, 57-20.
Man, back-to-back red balls for Green Wave. Look at Chloe Troy again. Yep. She's heating up. 2 back-to-back shots.
Oh, our next stream here from the gym tomorrow afternoon. The opponent, any guesses?
No.
The Norwell Clippers. The girls' JV team will host the Clippers this game. Wednesday, it's the first opponent not named Norwell. Gracie O'Connell for 3 comes up short. Olivia McGuire, offensive board, her floater. No good. The rebound to number 25, Mackenzie Mullen. Wednesday, the boys' junior varsity team will host East Bridgewater.
East Bridgewater, they have a good team?
They're okay.
Okay.
And hockey season picks back up this week. Hopefully. If everything stays
Have they played
as
a game
currently,
yet?
they've played a couple games. The shot clock violation waved off because it hit the backboard. The strong layup, I think that was Mary Klein, it was. Gracie O'Connell's 3, short. Uncontested board to Megan Hogan. Hockey team's played a couple games, a couple impressive games, tying Middleborough after being down 4-1. They beat East Bridgewater 8-0. Hull Cohasset was a 5-2 victory for the Green Wave. They're back at it Thursday night. Again, if everything stays as currently scheduled, we know how things can change. They will host Rockland at 5:20 p.m. at the Rockland Ice Arena. If that game happens, we'll have it for you. Joe, where can the people see that game live?
They can see this game live on what's the link? Abington.
YouTube.com
There we go.
/ Abington Cam 02351 / live.
Now,
AJ, your turn. In the spotlight. Tell the folks what they need to do when they're watching a live broadcast of Abington Cam.
All right, you need to get yourself a nice beverage and some popcorn. Sit down on that couch, but also check out our YouTube channel at Abington Cam. Like, subscribe, comment, everything that Joe said before, but do it again, over again. If you're subscribed, unsubscribe, then resubscribe.
make another account
Yes.
and subscribe twice.
Use all of the. Listen, I know a lot of people have more than one email address. Subscribe with all of them.
Yeah,
Brundage going to come back in for the Green Wave.
I mean, we know you guys make all those different email accounts for those free promotions. Like the DoorDash, get
Or
your first like $15 off.
1 month free of Spotify.
Yep.
You know, just use those emails to subscribe multiple times.
Listen, Amazon Prime. Every new email address, you get a free 30-day trial. Just log into YouTube.
Yep.
You don't even have to remember the password. Just reset it. You only use it to get the free trial. Subscribe to YouTube on Abington Cam.
Yep, we know what you're doing, so might as well support Abington Cam with it.
Count it in. 1 for Isabella O'Connell. Halfway through the fourth, 59-25. The Clippers on top. If you missed the live broadcast, you can catch it on demand at abingtoncam.tv. While you're there, you can see our interactive bulletin board. You can see live streams of our 3 cable access channels.
Interactive bulletin board.
Interactive bulletin board. Check it out. abingtoncam.tv.
See, here at Abington Cam, we put so much effort. To bring you-
Multimedia.
Yep. To bring the highest quality broadcast possible. With an interactive camera.
The
3
cool-
commentators.
The coolest part of this whole COVID thing, the one good thing that I think anybody has found out of this, is we had a hockey game a couple weeks ago, right before the team shut down operations for a little bit. And Spencer Merrick was in net for the Green Wave, the young sophomore. First career game. First time seeing game action and first start. We had his great-grandparents watching from Maryland
Wow.
and commenting on the YouTube video saying, this is great Papa, great Nana. The other set of great-grandparents was watching from, I believe, Andover or Lexington. They were commenting on it as well. Just cool that out of all this, we're able to get these games more accessible to some of the relatives, some of the folks that wouldn't necessarily be able to see any of this.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, if you're watching this from another place, obviously don't give us the exact address, but show us where you're coming
Let
from.
us know what you think. Email info@abingtoncam.tv.
Yeah.
We've gotten a couple comments, feedback from parents, relatives, friends, all very positive. It is our pleasure to bring you these games as a service of Abington Community Access and Media. Try to take just that much of your mind off of the current situation.
Bit of an update. I mean, it's been a very slow fourth quarter. Not really much to commentate on. 61-26, Norwell leading right now. The lead has kind of stayed solid. I believe that's a 35-point lead.
It was 35, now it's 33. 61-28 is Sarah Devaney. Hits the long 2:17 to go, fourth quarter. Well, the Green Wave, very successful on this floor today against the Clippers. They end up winning 2 out of 3 matchups. The freshmen victorious and the girls JV victorious. Boys on Friday, victorious both JV and varsity.
How are they doing the tournament this year? Is it being hosted at all the...
So it's South Shore League tournament. Higher seed gets the home game. Good putback attempt by number 12, Sarah Devaney. Doesn't fall. The Clippers take over. So every team makes it in the South Shore League.
Okay.
I believe it's single game elimination. Higher seed hosts the game. Green Wave boys team expected to have a home game. The Green Wave girls team, not so much.
That was a good steal there from number 15, Isabella O'Connell.
Gracie's three, a couple bounces off the rim and in. Even 30-point lead for the Clippers, 61-31, buck 15 to go.
I can't imagine they're doing the finals in the Garden again, are they?
No. Nope, it'll be just the schools. The finals will be at
great
the
pass
host
play.
school. Elizabeth Roy's corner three doesn't fall. Isabella O'Connell finds a lane to the bucket, lays it up and in. Now the steal.
Oh, man.
That was Devaney, the sophomore. Her layup attempt no good, but impressive steal off the inbound.
Abington showing a glimmer of hope a little too late with around 30 seconds left in the game.
Top of the key three does not go for Sarah Cashin, who has had a phenomenal game here for the Clippers. Bounced out to Isabella. Her three comes up short. Look for my angle. Tonight we're baseline. Usually we're about half court on top of the bleachers. Tonight we're baseline. It looked like it might have gone in.
Yeah.
Shot clock off. Cashin's going to dribble that out. The final score is going to be 61-33. Big Clippers victory. The final margin is going to be 28 points. Buzzer sounds. This one has come to an end, guys. This is the last scheduled game of the regular season. We don't know what we're getting into the rest of the week again. Follow at Abington AD on Twitter for the latest updates. In terms of the Green Wave, they now look at the South Shore League tournament. You've had stretches of success, Joe. We've seen against Mashpee. We've seen against some of the other opponents. We've seen some not so good stretches, AJ, like against Middleborough and here tonight against the Norwell Clippers. I think the key for the Green Wave, guys, is going to be consistency.
Consistency and intensity. I mean, I just saw a glimmer of that intensity that they were missing that entire game at like the 30-second mark. I feel like if they channel that back in, they could definitely get closer and win these games, or even just keep these games close.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, honestly, that last couple minutes they were playing really well. And I think if they could just get for more time, then it could really make a big difference. in the game.
Well, big margin of victory here for the Norwell Clippers. Let's talk about the seniors one more time. The O'Connells, of course, phenomenal athletes, both Isabella and Gracie, and not to be not recognized, Elizabeth Roy, phenomenal athlete, all for the Green Wave. Talk about their careers, AJ.
Put me on the spot.
No pressure.
Joe, can you take this for a bit? I don't really know what I need to say.
Well, Isabel and Grace played their whole entire high school career, and they're also very involved in a lot of other sports. And, they're very great shooters, and Isabel and Grace especially are great with ball handling abilities. Elizabeth's great defensive presence, and offers great shooting capabilities on offense.
Yeah, Elizabeth is an absolute speed demon where those chase down, steals, and she draws a lot of fouls due to her size, but she's very aggressive, and I like that. I mean, she's not making any excuses. And then Isabella and Gracie, great shooters, definitely outside the perimeter. Especially in this game, I saw a lot of three-point opportunities that they sunk. But overall, great career.
Well, 61-33, your final score from Abington High School tonight. The Norwell Clippers victorious against the Abington Green Wave here on senior night. For everyone here at Abington Community Access and Media, my broadcast partners, Mayhem Joe Beaver, Aaron Johnson. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. We will see you next game.